Radio check. Test. Applesauce goat. Recording. Test. All right. Yeah, it's recording. So, are we ready?
Yeah.
Your voice looks good. All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Chainsaw Bar. I'm your host, Mike, joined with
Madeline.
We are going to be discussing a little film we watched over the weekend about vampires in the West. And this gem of a film is called Death Rider in the House of Vampires.
You know, we've been anticipating this for, like we've been waiting for this one to come out since we heard about it. Totally. And that was,
last year?
Or earlier. I think
it was last
May. I heard Julian Sands on somebody else's podcast being interviewed, and he mentioned he was working with Glenn Danzig on a vampire western, and that's all he would say. So there weren't any spoilers except for Geno put together Julian Sands and Glenn Danzig, and I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, definitely gonna check that out. That's definitely on the to-do list, and then find out Danny Trejo's going to be in it, so it's like, gosh. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Trejo. Can't hate that. So, let's get the bones of the nitty-gritty down. It was released last year in 2021, at the end of the year. It was a theater-only release. It was unrated, and it ran 132 minutes. And that's about all we got.
I thought it was an hour and 32 minutes.
1 hour and 32 minutes, yes. Okay, yeah. Let's see, it's not currently available anywhere to stream legally, but that didn't stop us. Because we have weird devices on our television that can do thumb things. But yeah, right now you should wait to watch it. And if you don't, definitely pick it up because it will be in better quality in the future. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what we've seen was had to be off our chest.
If quality is what you're looking for.
Yeah, quality what you're looking for. You might wait for the official release, which is who knows when.
Or
yeah.
It's well, we talked about Veronica on here in the past, and like everybody else, basically how if you go into it looking for the humor, you will find it. But just knowing that Glenn Danzig did not go into it trying to be funny, it was a little bit hurt when people found it funny. I was little baby feelings hurt. Mm-hmm. So, having already been through that, we talked about it on the podcast here. Yeah, this film is actually better quality. It has definitely a higher caliber of acting from the male lead characters. I'm pretty sure of the 2.5 women who had lines.
3. No, wait, 2.5 is fair. Yeah, because the little sister.
The madam at the whorehouse. Okay. Well, so but very few lines.
Less than a paragraph.
Anyway, they were maybe cast for different reasons than their acting abilities. They had other assets, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I think some of them were just friends, so
a
lot of that counts in too. But
nobody can do a southern accent.
Absolutely no southern accent.
It's just I want you to know going into this, I'm still processing what I just witnessed. And what did we say? It's a You're either going to really enjoy it or not, but I think it's based on the company you're with. If you watch it with somebody else that can like sit there and riff on it with you, then it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's an absolute blast if you've got that.
Right. If you have a Mike and Maddie situation.
Yep. If you're doing a viewing party, this is probably prime real estate for a viewing party kind of night.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Facebook it or FaceTime it or something, and then just sit down and watch it together.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, oh my goodness, what a film. It's just like, its quality is way better than the Veronica. That's the first and foremost thing. The story is okay. I don't think Glenn can write a Southern character for his life. So there's that factor, since he wrote and directed this film and acted in it. His first acting movie I've read somewhere. Was actually an actor.
Yeah.
This graphics, the special effects are... yeah, that's... Yeah, the practical effects are fun. I'll say that. The practical effects are great.
The practical effects are fun. The CGI is kind of...
Yeah, the fire and the usual vampire deaths are kind of like, oh, come on.
It's like watching a really long dancing video with more full frontal nudity that they wouldn't show on MTV.
Yeah. You know? With a loose plot, and then he kind of brings it in. It's got, like, the first opening scene... jumps you right into the only probably song in the entire movie, I'd say, like Danzig one track, and there's like no music in this entire thing other than that, I think.
No, there was music. I mean, but this was the song, and this is the first 5 minutes of the film, y'all. 5 minutes, you just see this guy on a horse towing another horse behind him, tied by a rope, and there's this woman topless, bound and gagged, who I affectionately refer to the whole time we're watching as Titty Mama, because I don't think they ever gave her name.
I think she's referred to as the girl.
The girl, okay.
So Titty Mama sounds way better.
I mean, right? If I had her rack.
Yes, definitely.
It's there to be appreciated. But like, just like the costuming is like really not period appropriate for, it takes some liberties. Like fabrics that didn't exist in that time and place, and like all of the prostitutes wear
corsets.
Well, they wear corsets. That makes sense, but like short skirts.
Like mini skirts.
There's a lot of lag
fluff. Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened. But you know, hey, this is Danzig's fantasy, so that you gotta know you're gonna get that going into it.
Yep.
And if you don't know, you've probably never paid any attention to any part of Glenn Danzig's entire career, catalog, music, or film,
exactly,
etc.
Yep.
You know what you're getting into. But 5 straight minutes of this guy on a horse towing another horse while Glenn is singing a song where he lies to us, saying that Death Rider rides alone. You never see him ride alone in the whole film.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Nope. He's always there with Teddy Mama.
Yep. So kind of inaccurate there, Glenn, but...
kind of inaccurate, but I heard on that interview that he wrote the song and the script separately. Somehow, or like the song was done first, and then I guess they decided that Death Rider would not ride alone, or maybe people just don't pay attention to those little details like I do. Yeah,
the opening sequence was just kind of like... The song was alright.
And it was like 5 minutes into it, and we realized they hadn't even done... That wasn't the, like, intro credits. It was just going through the desert in what appeared to be daylight, for what it's worth.
You're going to have to open up your imagination. You're definitely going to have to think about that.
You're going to have to give him a little leeway.
So when it's daylight, you just have to imagine, using your imagination, that it's night.
Right.
That was out of the budget. Night filming was probably definitely out of the budget, and definitely
SpongeBob
camera upgrades were probably out of the budget too.
Yeah.
To like make it look like night on camera recordings. So that's
the closest thing is like when the sun appears to be rising, like it's like turning kind of yellow on the horizon, above which the whole sky is like daytime, and then he announces that the sun's about to come up and it's going to get warm. So then okay, it's like going to a play. Yeah. You You gotta kind of go with them.
Yep. If you've seen Veronica, you probably can get there. So there you go.
Right.
If you've seen Glenn Danzig's work, you can get there. You can imagine this. You can make this his dream in your mind too.
It is fun though. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a blast to watch. It's like I didn't hate even though the
production quality
was terrible here and there. Overall, it was a fun kind of watch to watch.
Yeah. I mean, production quality isn't like high on my list of things that I look for in a vampire western. So there you go.
Yeah, good old spaghetti western style. Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, seriously, there was not a lot of music in this.
I mean, again, with spaghetti westerns and the nights filming and stuff, I mean, that's actually kind of true to form.
Yeah, so that...
But the southern accents...
God damn.
It's not just the accents, it's the way that it was written... to kind of, you can tell it was written down phonetically to be read by people who aren't Southern and have maybe never heard a Southern person speak.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what part of the South you're from.
I was actually just kind of happy they didn't say Appalachia. So that was kind of nice. Appalachia. Yeah, there was that. But let's get on to some other stars in this. Actual, stars people.
Yeah, because it did have some star power besides Julian Sands and Glenn Danzig.
Yeah, this Devon Sawa.
Devon Sawa?
He's apparently famous.
Yeah, he was in Idle Hands.
Good grief, that's a long time ago. He's looking rough, but he was great in this.
Yeah.
We had the old freaking Eli Roth. I think he just kind of wanted to be there. All
I think Eli...
Stars in the eyes.
Yeah, totally. Eli Roth.
Danny Trejo had the best opening character by any means.
Absolutely. Little cameo by Lee Ving.
That was...
I was like, hey, I know that guy.
Where do I know that guy? Yeah, we went on for like 5 minutes trying to figure it out.
He has white hair in the movie, so I was like, it wasn't a picture of him when he was in Fear or even when he was in Clue. But yeah, it's like, oh. That took me a minute. Oh, the Soska sisters.
They both made appearance, yep.
Yeah, so they made appearances. They didn't have, like, speaking parts.
Yeah, I think they both got killed, too, so there was that.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun.
That was fun.
Yeah. The women are totally just, I don't know. Nikki Arctic, Paula Mendez, Yuli K. And I'm just reading off the list of people, and it's just like actress.
I think, yeah, and a lot of these women have names that don't seem like they were born with.
Kim Director as Camilla Joe.
Sorry. Tasha Rain.
Kansas Bowling as Death Rider's sister. Yeah. Ashley Wisdom as Mina Bell. Really, they could just switch their screen names for their like actual character names, and it wouldn't be far.
Yeah, they all sound fictional. and Kim Director.
Yeah. It's like, oh man.
As not the director.
Yep. So.
As Camilla. What was her name?
Joe.
Camilla Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole.
The names are fun. The male characters also have ridiculous cowboy names, cowboy/vampire names. Like there was a lot of thought put into what these characters are called.
Yeah, it's just like a cowboy name and a
vampire name.
Vampire name.
Yes.
Oh man.
It's like how all the members of Marilyn Manson decided to name themselves, like with a serial killer.
And a famous
actress.
Yeah.
Or, star anyway.
Exactly. But yeah, that was definitely fun. Like, the practical effects were actually pretty great. Like, there you could definitely see the effects, and it was just outrageous waste of blood on the vampire's end.
Oh yeah.
So wasteful.
Why are vampires like that?
Some of them are, some aren't. Some don't waste anything. They'll get glasses and catch it. But like some vampires will just freaking, all right, you're cut. I took a sip. Now I'm just going to watch you bleed out. It's just decadent.
It's one of those weird juxtapositions in like a lot of vampire in the genre. maybe not in this because it's also a Western, but like they're supposed to be like so sophisticated. Now you got Julian Sands, he's the sophisticated one in this, and that's the end of the list.
Yep.
But you know, like normally it's like, oh, I'm so sophisticated, and I always have a British accent for some reason. And then when I eat, I have like terrible table manners. It's like all over my face. It's all over my shirt. It's leaking all over the ground.
It's
like,
what we do in Shadows. It's like, no, I hit the artery. Give me a blanket. And it's just like, no.
Exactly.
Just
Put some towels down or something.
Just hit it and just start squirting out just excessively. We can't do anything about it. Can't drink fast enough. But yeah, it was that kind of like level of just wasteful vampire.
Yeah.
But yeah, the practical effects were A-okay.
Seriously, the place is called The Sanctuary. And is so you know this is like a man's fantasy movie. Like none of the women there aren't hookers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how is it a sanctuary for the vampire ladies? I'm asking. Asking this one for the ladies.
Not a place for the
Not
ladies.
my kind of sanctuary.
Nope.
But, not slut shaming. I mean, if that's your thing and you want to be a vampire hooker, you know, get it, girl. But, just saying, like, somebody could have, you know, been a seamstress or
the madam was
pottery.
The one madam was okay.
The one madam
yeah.
who was still the madam of the whorehouse.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of unnecessary guys in like capes and cloaks actually, just unnecessary cloak guys.
Oh, the cloak guys.
Yeah, it's just like, what? Why is that even a relevant thing? You could just have him walking around regular at this point,
right?
I guess it means his inner circle.
Yeah, you wanted. I think they wanted it to feel kind of like he was like a cult leader. Kind of, you know, he's like this father figure for everybody in the sanctuary. And it's called the Sanctuary, so that invokes some religious stuff. And these guys were kind of monk-like ghouls with their cloaks.
Yeah, it's just like,
and Faustus hoods.
Oof. Yeah, so good, so unnecessary, but that was fun. It's a definite watch because, man,
I'm saying do it
when it comes out and you can get it, put in your memories, like pick up a copy.
Yeah,
we listened to him, Glennie talking about it, and he was like, support your independent theater. So like when it comes out and we can actually buy it or rent it, we will. We watched the high definition quality of this film, which I don't think is true because most of the reviews were like the lights keep fading out and things like that. Production quality is terrible, and all the reviews that people that went to theaters have seen it.
Well, the production quality is terrible, but you know what you're in for. You kind of know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's gonna like seek out this film who doesn't have an idea that it's gonna be a hour and 30-minute Danzig video.
Oh yeah, definitely that. Yeah, it's gonna be an hour 30 minutes of Danzig. Like
it's gonna be blood and titties.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not coming in going, okay, bring on the blood and titties, you're in the wrong place.
100%. Yeah, there's no way in hell that you should go into this thinking this is like art.
Well, no, blood and titties could definitely be art, sure.
Yeah, but not in this case.
Not highbrow.
Not highbrow.
There you go. Yes, this is not a highbrow film.
If you're into the
we like both.
Of the alphabet, this
I
is
like
premium.
highbrow and I like lowbrow. It's the ones that are kind of like mediocre that I really dislike.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's somewhere like in between, it's like, man, I didn't need to waste my life on that.
Man, we're still. Did we even start at the other film, the Warhol stuff we're gonna do?
No, we haven't.
Seems like I think we did start it. We got like a minute in, then we had to stop.
No, you decided you wanted to watch Dragula.
Oh, that's right. All right, let's jump to that then. All right, that's all we got for you, Glenn. Great job. Keep up with the good work. Keep these things coming out when you get a chance, since you don't do any music because it's not profitable. I don't know if this has been profitable for you either, because I think the box office was like 44,000, but I think it only opened in like a few dozen damn theaters for a little bit during 1 week or two. So makes sense. Only
During
made
the
44.
pandemic.
During the pandemic. Only made $44K. Who knows what the budget was? But yeah.
But maybe Netflix or maybe Shudder will pick it up. They did with Veronica, so.
Yeah, somebody's gonna pay for it. Somebody's gonna pay to have it in their system.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you're just looking at the long game, Glenn. You gotta look at the long game because that's where you're getting all the long royalties and checks and shit. Probably down the line. Eventually, I imagine there's gonna actually be merch for this, and it'll be the hot item in Hot Topic at some point in the future.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
If he does his cards right, it will be. Gonna make some mad merch money from the Hot Topics. But that's Death Rider in the House of Vampires. Have you got any other thoughts on that we missed or you want to reflect on? Want to gift your chest?
I'm still processing it, like I said. I just, not sure there.
The fact that his southern accents just have S's at the end of every word. Just
Yeah. Yeah, instead of actually just being Southern, they just pluralize a bunch of words that we wouldn't do.
Y'alls.
And the one time when the girl says y'all and she means it in the singular, which we do, you could tell she was caught up on the language, though, when she was delivering the line. What y'all want to do? And it's like, no, we do say y'all as singular or plural.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can be you. Or it can be yans.
Yeah.
It could be you singular or you plural. Just like you. But yeah, that was the one time. And it was just like, wait, is that right?
Precisely. Oh, man. I don't think she knows bad Bethany's. I'm going to...
Bathory's.
It's just like a...
Right. Seriously, that was the line.
Yeah.
You might be exaggerating a little bit, but not much.
At that point, that's exactly how it felt.
It was mildly insulting. Like, no, we don't really talk like that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even going to attempt to, make fun of a Jersey accent. A lesser person would do that, Glenn, but I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Plus, he doesn't really have a Jersey accent when he speaks.
No, hardly. But, yeah, the two characters in it that are, like, near Glenn and no Glenn's character are both Southern boys from the Civil War, apparently. Or that's what their
They're like
costume
kind
was.
of Leather Daddy Civil War.
Yeah, definitely Leather Daddy Civil War characters.
I didn't know there was a Leather Daddy Brigade.
I didn't know
But
that either,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Why not?
Why not?
Because, damn, it didn't look bad. The costumes weren't too terrible, except for the women's costumes were exaggerated. The men's costumes were alright. That's pretty on, probably close enough. That looks Western as shit. Glenn, what the hell are you doing with your Southern damn Motorhead damn South of Rise Again outfit?
Yeah, what are those shirts? What is that style of shirt called? I can't.
Some sort of button-up lapel kind of deal.
It's like,
It's like
the cavalry would be wearing,
Yeah, it's like a chest set of buttons, a big square on your chest of buttons.
And then with the cowboy hat, it's
Black cowboy hat.
it's a lot all over the place. It's a little all over the place, but just kind of like every stereotype you have for a Western, it's all in there.
It all gets checked off. Yep.
Checked off the list.
Is there a hanging? I don't know if there's a hanging or not. There's definitely close enough. People get tied down and left in the desert to die. So I guess it's close enough to Western.
I mean,
like getting hung out to dry.
I feel like there were some bodies, maybe, I don't remember if they were like corpses, like
Oh yeah,
on the way,
yeah.
on the intro. It was hard to divert your eyes from the boobies.
Yeah. I did like the go back signs. Those were pretty classic.
Yes, it felt very like in the labyrinth.
This is your last chance. Turn around.
For the path you have chosen will lead to certain destruction.
Exactly. Oh man, that is the one thing that was missing. There were no like Indians in this, so damn.
There really weren't. There was one person of color.
Yeah.
Who was a black vampire.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There was one black vampire guy.
There weren't... Well, and there was Danny Trejo.
Yep, he was... Yep. So, 2 people of color. Yeah, that's about right. That's probably all Danny... That's probably all Glenn knows, really. He's from Jersey. He's pretty much just him and his cat, I imagine. So, that's all right.
I mean, he doesn't live in Jersey now, right? He lives in California like everybody else.
Yeah, unless he sold his house and who knows where he's at.
And his bricks.
And his bricks. His poor bricks.
I don't know if y'all have seen this on the interwebs, but apparently, like, there's, like, this whole thing about Glenn Danzig's bricks.
Yeah, it's old news, but...
It's old news, but it's still, like...
It happens.
It's like, why?
Why, Glenn? Why?
Why do you have a pile of bricks in your yard?
What do you do with that? What's that even about? But, yeah. Alright, that's all we got for this one. That's a definite... We give that a 10. That's a solid 10 film. You need to watch it.
Seriously, just do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Sit down with somebody you love.
Somebody you know that's got a sense of humor and you guys can both chit and chat about it and have a good time and not get mad about it. Not take it too seriously. Because you are in for a damn roller coaster. Weird good time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, 10 out of 10 chainsaws for me. Room. We had to give it a 10 out of 10 on IMDb for damn sure.
Yeah, just to kind of trick people into watching it.
Yeah,
without hearing our review.
Yep. And even if you do hear our review, you should definitely go watch it.
Yeah, seriously.
That's like Weird Vampires. You got Julian Sands. Come on. He's in the air for Julian Sands.
Oh, yeah.
Can't hate that. Trejo's in it. He's got a great part. They kind of leave it open.
This super exaggerated vampire widow's peak in this black wig.
He's got the hand motions down too.
Yes.
The whole fingers coming to a prayer, kind of weird.
Deep in thought, like the Homer Simpson's boss.
Oh yeah, Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns. He was sitting at his desk like that.
At the same time, I was like the entire time it's like good. The evil bug on fucking Family Guy.
Yes.
Like, yes, good. Yep, that's Death Rider. What a character. But yeah, check it out when it comes out. When Glenn figures out how to damn market it, make some money on it, or does whatever. He could damn just release it once a year and you only get that one chance at theater to watch it. And you probably should. If we get a chance, we probably will. If the pandemic rolls a little bit flatlined. But until then, we'll do what we have to do. So that's our review of the Death Rider in the House of Vampires. Man, what a good film. Just destroys your brain. Oh man. It's just and on that note, we will take a pause. Bing 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 bing. We're back. Next segment we're going to talk to you all about, we're going to jump back into the folk horror. And this week has been folk horror week on Shudder, so we've been getting like bombarded with a bunch of options to watch some folk horror.
And I don't think we've watched any of them.
I don't think we watched any of them, but we definitely watched one of them.
The documentary.
And it took almost 3 days to watch. So we will be talking about Woodlands, Dark and Days Bewitched, a history of folk horror. This is a 2021 documentary. It's 3 hours and 13 minutes long. It's been released by Severn Films. If you don't know who Severn Films are, they're this little company doing a big revival of like B movies, horror. They bought a bunch of rights and they've been re-releasing and remastering a bunch of products. So like Gene and me have seen a lot of their stuff, and the Orbit people have told us about that, and they're doing a big deal. They're pretty much going all in on the horror factor and getting all the old stuff and revamping it and cleaning it up and making it look good again, and then re-releasing it.
That's good.
So that's kind of fun. I have no problem with Severn Films.
Up until now. I mean, wait, hold on. We'll get there. It started out very promisingly because it started in England with like, the old like Hammery films. But Witchfinder General. I don't remember what they all were actually now.
Yep, but no.
Because the thing that happened after that just
that derailed day one.
Yeah, it did. It did. So yeah, the English stuff was very interesting, and then those horror movies that they brought up
and how they were created and all the factors that were factoring in on that and how everything was witchcrafty. And
Night of the Demon was brought up at some point.
Yeah. All sorts of demonology, demon shit. Well, that was like the old world, and that's what they covered in the beginning third of this. I guess we'll call it third because we kind of watch it in thirds. But, yeah, that was like the first part. They definitely did a good damn cover on that. They did a good breakdown. They had a bunch of interesting directors and writers in this film. And let's see, director, speaking of that, Kier Lee Genisse. I'm going to butcher that name, director. Close enough.
Nope. Kier La Genisse? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it.
Winnie Chung,
That's
Jim Williams did the music.
Probably looked up the pronunciation of.
Probably. But, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. The screenplay was done by Kier La Genisse. Yeah, wild hair. But yeah, I'll read you the description. Exploring the history of folk from its beginnings to its proliferation on British television in the 70s to the genre's revival over the last decade. Which is interesting because, yeah, you didn't hear anything before 2010 really about the folk horror much. It's been blowing up here lately, but
from the
the 70s?
60s?
Yeah, up to the 60s, and then the 70s it blew up. But then in the 80s it all went slasher. 90s went hardly anything, but then Scream kind of brought it back. And they were just rebooting, whatever. In 2000s, were just reboots in general. But yeah, there's definitely been a lot of folk horror been started over, with folk horror being kind of just like it's out in the woods and there's this old legend kind of idea about it with a lot of films. But that's where that's kind of been for the last, I'm going to say like 5 or 7 years.
No, I think it's always been there.
I don't think it's left, but it's never been at the
It
forefront
wasn't necessarily as trendy.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, but there's always been... Yeah, I mean, like anything that's like based in like fairy tale. You know, Grimm Brothers or whatever, or anything that has to do with like... I mean, you could say fucking Warlock. The Warlock movies were fucking folk horror by some definition. You know?
Yeah.
Werewolves are folk horror. They are. You know, creatures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, because, like, skimming the front.
Oh,
like,
it never works well when you try to read off the screen.
This is true. But, yeah, they definitely, the first part of it is probably, like, where they start just, they kind of knock it out of the park on the first little bit because they're able to cover Witchfinder General, Pierre Haggard's Blood on Satan's Claw, which I haven't seen. And, of course, Robin Hardy's The Wicker Man. So that was the basis at the beginning. So like you were hooked in there, and then it just kind of like went to like all sorts of wild different angles and people's opinions about it.
And expert opinions.
That's true.
And this is where I got annoyed when they jumped the pond to North America and our history of folk horror.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, just skimmed over a lot of things. Like, I don't know.
Anything really American Indian.
Anything American Indian is the only capacity, and they did have Native American panelists on there. The only capacity that they talked about Native American folk horror, though, was in its use in movies like by white people for white people. So
yep.
No freaking boogers, no wendigos, no, you know, deer women and things that we have seen, you know?
Although there was like one guy that did Wendigo apparently as a movie, but he didn't talk about it.
But yeah, and it was like...
I was like,
so
cool.
Basically the only like horror movie trope that they discussed was in movies where white people are on that Native American burial ground. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, it hits the fan. And as the guy said, which I had just, like, shouted at the TV right before he said it, if you're in North America, if you're in the Americas at all on this continent, you're on a Native American burial ground. Okay, that's the whole fucking continent.
Exactly. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, she
like,
just yelled.
As much as we want
true.
that to be true, that if you disrupt that site, some sacred site, that the skinwalker is going to come after you. Love for that to happen, but it would be happening all over. So there was that. Also, like witchcraft, they only talked about witchcraft how it pertained to New England.
Yep. Yeah,
I mean,
New England. They didn't even cover like somebody on there did do Eve's Bayou, but they didn't mention it. They showed that this was a person that was involved with Eve's Bayou.
Well, yeah, when they got down, like way down south to like the deep south, then they talked about voodoo. And that was the only, African American folklore that they could talk about. Yep. And we have, the problem is that, we're Appalachian. And so, if you were going to have a panel discussing all of these different things from these different places, from people from different cultures, when they were talking about Britain, they were talking to British scholars. When they were talking about Native America, they were talking to at least a Native American or two, and the same thing with the black people, African American people, and they get to Appalachia, and it's not only are there no Appalachian panelists. It started with the first one, and she says something about Appalachians, and I was like, what? No. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna criticize. She doesn't know. She doesn't know any better. That's okay. There were 3 more panelists after that who all said Appalachian, and no one said it right. No one said Appalachian. And Appalachian is a nickname, y'all. Okay? An Appalachian is somebody from Appalachia. That's how we say it. That's how we want it to be said. So that's how you got to say it. Yep. As much as it pains you to pronounce things in Southern, this is the way it's pronounced because we said so. Okay, there's a town near us that everybody calls Leicester. Oh, yeah. If you were from England, you would probably call it Leicester. But people from Leicester say Leicester, so you know what? When in Rome. When in Rome. You know? That's all. I got so frustrated with that. And then again, like they didn't talk about witchcraft in our Appalachian folklore. They didn't talk about the Native American or the African American influence on our folklore, which is like a huge part of what informed Appalachian culture. Mm-hmm. All they did was talk about the stereotypes of how we're, basically the deliverance stereotypes of how we're all inbred and
hillbillies,
scary hillbillies, and that was pretty much it. Now, boy, that is just dismissive of our folk horror culture that we have, which is very, very rich in Appalachia. I mean, we've got so much, and people were so isolated. It's like a really deep, very interesting stew of just different stories. I mean, if you want, and I know, I think Leah and I both mentioned it before, there is a really good local podcast called Old Gods of Appalachia that's actually written by Appalachians. That's actually like voice acted by Appalachians. And a lot of the stories that they tell are things that are actually like really in tune to what our folk stories and tales are. Now, and I've seen people ask Steve Shell and Cam Collins, the creators of that podcast, like, why don't they talk more about the Native American aspect of it? And they said, basically, we're white and that's not our story to tell.
Oh, yeah,
and that's fair. That's fair. We could get some Cherokee podcasters out here making some
stories.
There's some stories.
There's a few legends, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really got much on that. There are stories that like I can tell about people very specifically.
Yeah.
But that's like they don't technically do it that way. So
Yep.
Yeah. There's some fun stories about that and people. We could definitely say a story or two about that, but we'll save that for another time.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, anyway, but it it's all part of our history here.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, like there's even like historians who are pretty much convinced, like, if you've ever been to the South, really old houses, oftentimes on like the porch or the patio, the ceiling will be painted kind of like a Carolina blue color, and it's called Haint Blue. And the idea was that it would actually repel ghosts and bad spirits. That's how superstitious Appalachians are, by the way. But like one of the theories is that was actually brought up here from the Gullah Geechee culture from South Carolina near Charleston, and just kind of came on up to Appalachia and really thrived here.
Yep. Yeah, it's probably like the same concept in some forms, a little richer probably, behind like actually having a lot of old like wrought iron entryways and such.
And brick.
Yeah.
Yes, we are like a very superstitious people, and we're like so many different people ended up here, and then we're so isolated from everybody else. There's just a whole bunch. Like we have a horseshoe hanging over our door.
yeah, we found it on the property and immediately went over the door. Boom. But yeah, same. Yeah, everything was so isolated, but at the same time, every time they probably sat around and did talk, they just immediately start telling about their old
ghost stories.
Ghost stories, and then it was just like, oh shit, what do you do about that? And they'd be like, you have to paint your roof blue. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, no kidding. Like,
okay.
Like dark blue, light blue, usually light blue. That's usually enough to scare them off. It's like, we usually put an iron gate around the entryway so like spirits don't go through iron apparently. And it's like, and that probably got shared around. And
well, yeah.
Big things were innovated and like, boom.
And a lot of that did come from like, Ireland, Scotland, England, Germany. The people who settled here had these kind of, fairy tales, if you will. And yeah, iron will repel the fae.
Yeah. So if you want to walk the porch, generally that's a good
but
way
like,
to keep them.
they didn't even bring up witchcraft in Appalachia. Like, they didn't bring up granny witches.
Yeah, they didn't bring up any kind of real witchcraft. They did this thing about
They just did this thing where we're inbred hillbillies, and that's scary enough. And frankly, it's not.
No.
It's just not that scary.
It's like, no.
Nor is it that prevalent.
It's like, yeah. We were watching that thing about how natives react to things, and that podcast.
Oh gosh, that was so true.
That was funny. And how just like natives react to like ghosts and shit, and it's just like there's like a couple videos they show. It's just like this couple Indian guys just sitting there. And it's like a chair moves, like cut it out. Don't make me damn smudge you. And then like a second later, a can gets knocked off. It's like, oh, now you did it. Now you got it. And he yells for his like grandma. It's like grandma, essentially, and it's like, oh no,
yeah. It's like,
smudge him.
Get out of here! I don't got time for you.
Yep. It's like a guy's just sitting there drinking his Coke and looks like fucking a can just gets knocked off into the floor, and he looks over, he's drinking his Coke. He's like, what are you even doing here? Go into the light, fucker.
It's so
like, come on.
It's so true.
It's like,
like
come on, get out of it, beat it, man. Get out of my house. Let me get the deadly sage wand on.
Yeah. Don't make me smudge you.
Smudge you. God damn it. Salt the fucking corners of my room. Get you out of here. Get out.
Go get out of my house.
It's time for your shenanigans. Beat it.
Seriously.
But that's generally it for Indians. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
That one story, though, was fucking great.
So what about our friend?
door?
Yeah.
Yeah. The doorway. That one's like fucking... That falls right into it. Like, a friend of a friend of a friend that we know. It happened as one morning or evening... When the kids answered the door, somebody's at the door.
Yeah, he's at his cousin's house.
At his cousin's house, yeah. He answers the door.
Yeah, something at the door. Answers the door. It's like it's a booger, what we call a booger here. It's kind of like similar to like a puka in Ireland. But basically this booger was about, according to our friend, it looked like a rabbit, about 3 feet tall, and black and shaggy, so very much like you would assume a puka. But the thing was, like, the aunt just walks up, sees it standing there, I ain't got time for you, and slammed the door in his face. Like, you kids, get away from that door. I ain't got time for you, and slammed the door.
It's like, oh.
Like, man.
Puka just turns, cries, and walks off.
Just turns and walks away.
Can't get any fun in this place.
Yeah. Yeah. And this friend, like, honestly, is totally straight edge. So and was a child, but like to this day, like has never touched drugs or alcohol at all. Straight edge. So yeah, like, the legitimateness of this story. I mean, it.
Totally true. Totally happened.
I believe it.
I believe it. But yeah, that's one way of dealing with them. Or you can
suspend disbelief.
Yeah. Like, that's one way of dealing with them. Generally, that's about the best Indian way of dealing with them.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, get out of here. Fucking got time for your shit.
Right.
So, like, generally, they'll be like, oh, well, fuck. Yeah, and if it's, like, persisting, it's trying to warn you something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're being warned.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, it's just fucking with you. And it's like, oh, fuck off. Just fuck off. Get time for your shit. Don't make me fucking throw salt or iron at your ass.
Don't make me smudge you.
Don't make me smudge you. But yeah, that's pretty much all we're going to say about the Woodlands, dark days and blah.
No,
blah,
I mean they did. After that, they went into other cultures from around the world, and kind of like glanced off them briefly.
Yeah, they covered the little Rona thing.
Rona.
They covered that.
Yes, so like some
I think
Latin American and some very, very, very little of that actually, and then some Asian cultures.
A little bit. Very little.
A little bit.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
It was mostly about England.
Yeah.
I think that was the best. They had that start, then they just couldn't keep it going. It was all right. It's a good watch. If you can.
Sure, and accompanying this is they added a lot of folk horror films to their current playlists.
Yeah.
There's like you can just click on folk horror now and see what they're offering right now in the queue.
Yeah, the Shudder's got some rights to some really good classic films, so you can watch Witchfinder General. You can watch The Wicker Man.
We had a hard time finding. Up to that.
Yeah, up to that.
Like,
that release, it was only released like a few places, and it was in like a real movie box set that I picked up at Orbit. But yeah, it was on DVD, but that was like a year or so ago. But up to that point, that's about all it's ever been put out. And generally streaming, it's worth the $5, $4.99, $5. Just go watch Shudder. Go check it out.
Serious.
Because they keep their stuff pretty accurate. They're always adding shit. We haven't watched enough Nick Cage. It's so frustrating. It's just gonna bug me. I'm gonna have to do it tonight. We're doing it tonight. We're watching Nick Cage film tonight. Hell or High Water.
I thought we were gonna watch because they added a couple of Andy Warhol films. They added Blood for Dracula. Well, Andy Warhol Productions.
Yes.
Let's say he did not direct those films. But Blood for Dracula and Flesh for Frankenstein are both on there now, and those were really impossible to find for years.
Yeah, if you want a hard copy, they're probably pretty still impossible to find unless Severin's been on the game.
Right. Yeah. Really.
Out of print ever. But yeah, we're definitely gonna check that out. That's about all we got for this section. Yeah, probably definitely just go check it out. Woodlands Dark and Days Bewitched. Give it about 45 minutes because it's all just interviews and little segments, and it just flows for 3 hours. So watch an hour here, watch 30 minutes there, just skim it, and then go watch a couple of the movies they talk about, the people that directed them. And it'll give you an idea. It'll broaden your horizons.
I don't know. I'm like kind of wanted to watch Jugface just to see, but like just the assumption going into it, like I know what a face jug is because I'm from here. If you don't know what a face jug is, you could probably Google images, and it's just, you know, like an old moonshine jug that was shaped kind of like a human face.
Scary face.
What?
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, it's folk art that is really popular here to this day. But in this film, I feel like it's probably mixing, like I said, that with a retelling of Shirley Jackson's The Lottery is how it feels.
It sounds like, yeah, it definitely sounds like that.
So
from this little bits we've heard about it,
I don't know.
That's like the only Southern film they really covered. That was kind of like Appalachian-ish.
That wasn't Deliverance.
That wasn't Deliverance-ish. Yeah.
Right, but it's still. I get that, and I get like Southern Gothic stuff. I like Shirley Jackson as a writer. You know, but there's just way more to Appalachian folklore than what they touched there. It was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, and in case y'all didn't know, a face jug is an old ceramic like moonshine jug for like high grade alcohol. Generally they put a scary face into it so that the kids would stay away from it because it'd be scary to the kids and they wouldn't mess with it, and that's grandpa's hooch up in the damn banister, so don't touch it. It's got a mean face. It's like the original Mr. Yuck for y'all 80s kids.
Yes.
It's like you see the Mr. Yuck on there, you're like, oh, that's poison, don't touch that.
Right.
And it's like, oh, that's like an ugly ass bastard on that jug's face. I better stay away from that. That's probably bad.
It kind of looks like Grandpa when he's had too much moonshine.
Exactly. But that's a jug face. Ugh, that's a damn.
Yeah. I mean, I might check it out eventually.
Yeah.
I don't like Southern stereotypes.
Yeah. Just stick with the bees. Just give us the bees. Yeah. And we'll be good. All right, we're going to pause there again. And we are now back to recording.
We're going to jump you in.
We have returned. This is the Chainsaw Bar. We are now joined with...
Little Bill.
There we go. Welcome back, Gene. It's been a couple weeks since we talked to you. This episode, we've been talking about Glenn Danzig new film.
Oh, good. That'd be awesome.
It is. Ish.
Ish, so it sucked.
No, it's a B movie.
It is just exactly what you would expect if Glenn Danzig made a vampire western. I mean,
kind of like his videos.
Exactly.
That's exactly how I described it.
Yeah. But more boobs.
Yeah, but fuller, like full frontal nudity.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
God,
full
well,
bare
great.
breasts anyway, not full frontal nudity.
I already love it, my God. It's already a great film.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's blood and titties.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's all I asked for.
I think that's all a lot of people asked for.
We're not.
And Glenn delivered.
Yeah, he pulled it. He pulled it out. So yeah, he delivered on that one. Good grief. Yeah, so that's good. It's great. Check it out when it comes out, when it's available.
All right, I'm 100% on that one.
Yeah, that'll be something for that when it actually is released. We'll definitely have to pick it up, put it in the collection. Unlike probably Veronica, which will probably not be in my collection.
No.
I'll leave that one in the internet. I'll watch it occasionally, just like
No.
the Neckbreaker. And I'll pass beyond that.
Well, I gotta say, probably about. I mean, I got a good collection of damn DVDs, and I never get rid of none of them, even if they damn suck. But I'm gonna say this: probably about 80% of the movies that I have are probably B movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
And if you look at one DVD, it's probably like got 50 movies on it.
Oh yeah.
The ones that you buy like the
Yeah.
Halloween and shit.
Yes.
The collections.
Yeah. Yeah, those are
I don't
great.
think they make them anymore. They didn't have them last Halloween. I was disappointed.
It was a pandemic though, Gene, so it kind of cut down
Yeah, I forgot
everybody's
about that.
production.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was disappointing. Because you could always at least pick up one during the Halloween season and be like, all right, there's a box set with 5 movies I don't own for
And what
$3.
really, what? And
There's
then
like 5 movies that I do own that they always put on every single collection. Like they're always gonna put like Night of the Living Dead on those things or Psycho.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The standard. Like I own so many copies of those 2 films because of movie collections, and then I also just own those films because I love them. But then you're not going to be like, you know what, I have one of the movies on here, so I'm not going to buy this. No, you're going to buy it for the one that you don't have.
Exactly. Mike's done it, and you've done it, and
Oh,
I've
yeah.
done it. It's like I ain't got this one, but I got all the other ones. I said, I guess I'm going to own another 5 of these movies just to get this damn one.
Yes.
Yeah. You're not out but $3. Who cares?
Right.
And you don't care if you love shit like that, but the T-shirts and the scary movie T-shirts, like 3 years ago, maybe it been 4 years ago, Walmart, man, had a great selection. Now they never have shit. Nobody has shit.
This is true. Which brings us to the next thing I did want to cover with you, Gene. So next month, I'm pretty sure it's Shudder. Shudder's gonna be doing a release, and it's Tobe Hooper-ish related because they're releasing a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, but it's following the very first one. It doesn't take the other movies into canon at all. And it's just about Leatherface, and it's pretty much old man Leatherface, because after that, apparently he escaped after the chainsaw scene at the street and all that, and pretty much it's just like he went to hiding and just disappeared, and this group of kids find him, run into him. So they're doing that next month, like I think on the 14th or something.
I haven't seen it, so.
Yeah, it's not out yet, so it'll be coming. Let's see.
That's awesome. There's another one. It's not a horror movie. Beavis and Butthead is coming out with a new damn movie. Man, I've been a fan since the 90s.
Oh yeah, that shit's funny.
Yeah, that's pretty funny stuff.
It is like I said, and I hope it comes out pretty soon. I'm pretty excited about the Beavis and Butthead new movie 2022.
Yeah, that's probable. But yeah, this one, let's see if we got anything. Fede Alvarez is the producer. David Blue Garcia is going to be the director of this thing. And yeah, it's out on the 18th of, let's see. No, it's probably March 18th then. So it looks like March 18th this new Leatherface film will be out, and it's pretty much a continuation of the very first film set in the future, or 50 years later. So we'll definitely have to check it out when it comes out.
Hell yeah.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, I'm willing to get damn COVID-19 to watch that motherfucker.
Try not to do that, but yeah, it's probably going to be worth watching because it's like those directors have done some good versions of things. Like I've seen a couple things that Fede Alvarez produced, and he doesn't take producing too lightly. He usually finds movies that are worth them doing to do. So that's kind of fun.
I've watched them all, and they're all great. I don't own one of them. I forget which one it is. You can't find the damn one.
Is it the New Generation?
I don't remember which one it is. I've seen them all, but
yeah. The only one you don't own is the one that I own.
That awful one?
The one with the U in it. Old Gene McConaughey.
oh my
And
Matthew McConaughey.
and what's her name?
Yeah, and Reese.
All right. No.
Exactly. Oh yeah. So no, that's the only one you said you didn't own, and I just happened to pick it up, and then I was gonna give it to you or sell it to you or something or trade you for it, but then I watched and it's like, nah, I'm gonna have to hold on to that one because, Jesus,
You really don't.
it's really good.
No.
It's just so dumb.
So dumb.
Just the fact that McConaughey keeps calling Leatherface Leathers just does it for me. So,
it's a good movie. Ain't it? Shit.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
I'm just now in other. I keep saying this came out in 2020, but that 10 Minutes to Midnight, I'm still kind of keen on watching it, just because Caroline Williams is in it. Who remember in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, she was the DJ, and this is a movie where she's also playing a DJ. So they did this on purpose. I mean, they're definitely playing to her being a scream queen.
Yeah.
It was kind of a slash comedy, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was great.
I think that's the thing about Tobe Hooper is that he's always had a little bit of a sense of humor behind anything he was doing. Poltergeist. I mean, fuck it, you know.
Tongue in cheek, definitely.
I mean, little subtle things like, did you even notice that the parents were smoking weed in Poltergeist when you were a kid watching Poltergeist?
No.
I hadn't seen it in years.
Okay, me either. But I did go back and rewatch it. I was like, oh shit, they're just sitting there getting high.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad in bed. They're just gonna smoke a joint.
Smoke a joint. They're smoking up a doobie and on major film.
Right? It was just it was one of those things. But yeah, I think he definitely always has a little bit of a sense of humor that maybe isn't always recognized. And the other Tobe Hooper related thing, I don't know how I never knew this. I don't know how it escaped my attention that he actually directed the Billy Idol video for Dancing with Myself, which is possibly my favorite Billy Idol video. Where like the zombie hordes are like climbing up.
I remember how it goes. Sing it.
Dancing with Myself?
Yeah.
You know, if I looked all over the world and there's every type of girl.
Yeah.
But your empty eyes seem to pass me by. I think I got the lyrics right. I don't know. Yeah. And I'm dancing with myself. Anyway, the video, if you haven't seen it in a few years or something, definitely just YouTube that shit. Tobe Hooper directed that shit.
Kick ass.
I know.
And it's real zombie.
It's got a very zombie / like, I don't know, unwashed masses kind of feel. Like, you can't tell if they're zombies or if they're just like covered in like ashes. Like some post-apocalyptic scenario, and Billy Idol's like strapped to this thing wearing this weird like leather harness thing, and then it's got like kind of like the almost Frankenstein bolts and the electricity shooting in and out. And
yeah, go YouTube YouTube that shit if you guys haven't seen it out there in the listening world. It's out there on YouTube. Check out Dancing with Myself by
Billy Idol.
Billy Idol.
That was on Vital Idol, if I'm going to give it credit.
He's a fucking badass. I don't give a shit.
Tobe Hooper or Billy Idol?
It's going to last for fucking ever, dude. It's just like Michael Jackson, the Thriller video.
Yes.
Zombies. Dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that was like fucking John Landis who directed that.
Yeah.
Like, these guys had like sought out some serious directors.
Yeah, they got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre director for Dancing with Myself, and then they get like John Landis for Thriller.
Yeah,
that's just crazy.
I mean, frankly, like Vincent Price was in that video and in the song.
So, there you go. That's wild.
Now, which one did Vincent Price? Which one was he in?
Thriller.
He was in Thriller.
Oh shit.
He's in the song. He's not in the video.
Yeah, he's not in the video. No, he's not in the video. Is he?
No.
No, he's just voiceover in the video.
You know, Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand.
He's got the greatest fucking horror, scary movie voice.
I know!
He's the most baddest ass motherfucker there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vincent Price.
Yep. Yeah, it's such a great voice. Such a
That's
persona.
why he was in that movie. It was a zombie movie before Night of the Living Dead.
White
Yep.
Zombie.
Last Man on Earth.
Yeah.
That too.
I'm gonna have to go out and get some garlic and refresh my garlic.
Yeah. Which definitely tells you he's dealing with vampires. That's the point I'm trying to make. He's dealing with vampires. But
I still think there's zombies.
they're possible.
I
But
just think that
The undead.
they're undead.
How about that?
The undead.
So, agree that they're undead?
It's a great fucking.
So
I
let's...
have to watch it every year. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, it's a great film. All right, Gene, what do you think about Southern horror, folk horror? Have you got any ideas about Southern horror movies that you can just spout off the top of your head to discuss?
Well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was one of the best ones I know, and I know some of the listeners out there, and I know one of them is about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well,
But,
I
yeah.
know that as a Southern person, I don't consider Texas the South.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Gene. I don't consider
I know
Texas
they have
the
an
South.
accent.
I consider Texas
I know they
the
have
West.
trucks. I consider it the Southwest.
I consider it...
But not as much as... I consider it Texas, actually. Because, I mean, like Arizona, New Mexico...
Texas is not Southwest, it's South. They don't consider
It
that
doesn't.
West.
It's west. It's west straight up. It's west of the Mississippi. That's all I gotta say. It's on the west side of the Mississippi, so it ain't part of the South. That's the way I'm ranking it
It
up.
was during the Civil War.
Yeah.
For
at the
like how
end.
long?
For like a fucking 6 months. Come on.
I mean,
4 years.
if we're talking about...
5 years. Probably 6 years considered.
How long do you think the Civil War lasted?
Seriously, how long do you think the Civil War lasted, Gene?
1861, April 12th, 1861 to 1865. But
Okay, so that's 4 years.
in Texas, it last the last shot fired was in the Civil War was in Waynesville, North Carolina.
Yep.
Yeah, but still, that was still the Confederacy
That was in
lasted.
1864.
The Confederacy lasted less than Barack Obama's presidency, or George W. Bush's presidency, for that matter.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it lasted less than a
Listen,
presidency.
if anybody from Texas is listening, is the South.
Everybody in the South that you're listening, we don't claim Texas
Or Florida.
or Florida.
In Florida, we're the second state to join the Confederacy.
Yeah, Florida. Sorry,
You're still not Southern.
you lost your
Listen,
South
don't
card.
Listen to them. I love you. Even Mexico.
Mexico's
yeah.
cool, but yeah, like seriously, Florida, you lost your South card somewhere in the like 80s, I think.
I don't know what Florida is. Florida's Florida,
don't
Texas
do
is
that
Texas.
Too, man. Hell, I've got a lot of friends from Florida that are
I have
really
a-
disappointed here.
Look, we are from Appalachia. We are from Western North Carolina. We all have a lot of friends from Florida.
Yeah,
Hell,
yeah, seriously.
It doesn't mean I'm not going to give them shit.
Yeah, but like,
that's really from Florida. They wasn't halfbacks.
Right.
yeah, true.
If y'all are wondering what a halfback
I'm
is,
not gonna damn
We're-
disrespect my people from Florida. I ain't gonna do that.
yeah.
Anyway, in case you're wondering what a halfback is, let Maddie enlighten your mind.
A halfback is somebody who's from up north, like New York or New Jersey, who moves down to Florida, and it's too dramatic a difference, so they move halfway back in the middle and end up here in Appalachia, driving up our real estate prices.
Or North Carolina in general.
Or North Carolina in general.
I guess probably in Tennessee too, honestly.
East
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Oh hell yeah, 100%.
Running
And
up to
probably
that
some parts of
northern
little bit of
South Carolina.
northern Georgia, northern South Carolina.
Probably Georgia straight up, but
Yeah,
not northern
it's
Georgia
It's
as
all
much.
over. Even Virginia people
Oh,
from
yeah.
Kentucky, they do the same thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I'm saying they moved back to Appalachia,
Yeah.
kind of halfway in the middle.
But I love my Yankee friends too. Man.
I do, too.
I got to give you straight up graps and stuff like that. I've got so many Yankee friends.
I do too.
I tell you what, I'm glad they're here and they're my friends.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Good people. But,
Yeah, 100%.
all right, let's get back to it.
Okay, and this is the thing we were talking about because we watched. So it's interesting that you bring up Texas Chainsaw Massacre when we asked for Southern horror, because this is what we were just talking about. This documentary we watched about folk horror, and I felt like they really dropped the ball when they talked about Appalachia, because they didn't talk about our cryptids at all. They didn't talk about this rich folk history we have. They just talked about how we're dumb hillbillies that scare people. So this is tying into Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, we're scary, isolated murderers, gonna, make you squeal like a pig.
Take you in the woods and bury you.
Yeah, just that Appalachian people, by virtue of isolation and inbreeding, are inherently scary and just completely dismissed like everything about our folk horror history and made it about, deliverance.
Yes, that was one I was going to say. That is the horror genre.
Yeah, but it's kind of offensive and it's dismissive, and they kept calling us Appalachians.
It is offensive, but another thing, it's made a lot of us famous too.
It has made a couple people famous, a few people famous. It's made some areas famous.
Like Cowboy on Deliverance, he's where I'm from Haywood County in North Carolina, and he don't give a shit. Burt Reynolds found him, and it made him famous, and he's still signing autographs and stuff.
Yes,
that's true.
I used to work at the Waffle House in Waynesville. I know Cowboy.
And a lot of Southern people, and everybody, and I don't care. I've got a football.
That's so funny.
Why do you got a football? And all these people are signing your football. I said that's the only thing I had at the time, and that was and Cowboy was the first one to sign it. Now I got all these autographs over this motherfucker. So yeah.
Yeah, that was funny as shit. That was some funny shit that, like, instead of just like getting a couple people that you knew, your friends, and it became like this thing where everybody like kind of signed it at that one party. That was funny as shit.
I didn't have nothing else to sign. I didn't have like a poster or anything. Well, they had I was at the damn Moonshiners thing. And,
yep.
And they had pictures and stuff for. They signed them, and I was like, well, I don't want you to sign. I want you to sign my football.
Right. That's so funny.
I got this football with all these great people on.
That's
and
funny.
You've got to sign it, and Mighty's got to sign it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll definitely sign the football. But yeah, it was funny because like then they just handed it around to random people that you didn't even know that time. A couple people signed it that you didn't even know.
Oh hell no, I didn't know.
Exactly. It was like everybody just like, you're what? Why is he signing the football? I won't sign the football. I'm famous.
Don't sign the motherfucker.
And you were just like, yeah, go ahead and sign it. Shit, I don't know you.
I'm going to get everybody that I like is going to sign this football.
That's kind of fun. Yeah, that's it's so funny that's the only thing you did, and you found it at work, so that was hilarious. And you just took it home with you, and then it's just like, oh, well. Then you just happen to have it over there at the farmer's market in Asheville, and there was named Cowboy, and you got his autograph on a football. So
it
random.
was at the co-op in Haywood.
Oh, that's what it was, the co-op in Haywood. Yeah, that's great.
Gosh.
God damn, that's funny. That was great. That was a great fun time for you, for the storytelling.
He is a super nice guy, though.
That's
nice
cool.
guy.
And I've got three of the Moonshiners on the Moonshiner TV signing. Now I'm going to have to damn sign the damn thing because, hell, people's had me to sign their thing.
It's so ridiculous. It's true, though, but it's ridiculous. All right, let's wrap it back in here. So other than Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was a hit, and whatever.
Deliverance. But I mean, like, the thing that all of these have in common
is it's the scary southern hillbilly redneck backwoodsy person.
The hills have eyes. You could throw that in there.
Person, yeah.
Wrong turn, man. That one really fucking kind of pissed me off about the Southern Appalachians right there.
I didn't watch that.
But still, that's the factor. That's all they cover. We got so much. What other things do you remember about Scary Southern that you remember? Scary Southern that hasn't been done in movies.
Well, this one wasn't really scary, but it was scary to me. It was Easy Rider.
Still not terribly Southern.
I mean, they go to New Orleans.
They go to New Orleans.
They go to New Orleans, and that's when Jack Nicholson gets his face beat in with a baseball bat or something.
Oof. I haven't watched that in many years, actually.
But now that we're
but
talking,
I don't consider it Southern, nor do I consider it horror.
It's a interesting.
It's a biker movie.
It's a biker movie. It's frightening in a way, but it's not really a horror movie. It's just kind of like.
Oof. I mean, it's definitely an art film.
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
I always considered all them damn fucking crazy biker movies with the chains and all that shit. I always considered them scary movies, just like
Some of them are.
The Last House on the Left and all that shit. It's basically the same genre as the biker movies to me.
Yeah, that's true. But that's not like what we're trying to get at you, Gene. We're trying to get at you.
I don't think you're asking the question.
I'm not asking the right question, so.
What he's asking is, what in Appalachian folk history do you associate with our like folk tales of horror that is never represented on the screen?
Oh, well, definitely.
Like
I'm going to say Spearfinger is one of them.
Okay, there you go. Definitely.
Yeah. So like a lot of Native American legends just fucking left out, and that's scary as shit.
And I don't
She
even know
eats your
if this
liver.
is probably like only like where I'm from, or a damn my area, you know, like the sack man that scared everybody's kids off, keep them from going out in the woods. They're
Yes.
going to get sacked up. He's going to carry you out.
Yeah.
Even like historical figures like Nance Dude. Nance Dude, if you don't know out there, I know everybody in this room or in this conversation does, but if you're listening, Nance Dude was a lady from Haywood County, North Carolina.
That's scary.
That they called her a witch, whatever. She like locked her grandbaby, like in the winter, 2-year-old grandbaby or something, shuts her in a cave with a bag of candy, every piece of clothing she had on her, and like blocked up the cave. So the child died, and when they found the body, it was like she had chewed her own fingers off and stuff. Now, everybody just thought Nance Dude was evil. I'm of the opinion that she was just really poor and didn't know what else to do when she couldn't afford to take care of her family. That's my opinion, but the legend is, like, people could hear the baby crying. Some people will say if you go down Jonathan Creek, North Carolina, you can still hear that baby crying sometimes. I've never heard it, and I've been there many times. But we have lots of legends like that. Lots of legends about witchcraft, too, that are just completely overlooked by Hollywood. Where are you at, Hollywood?
This is the thing about that. I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot everything about it. But there's 2 different caves. There's one on Johns Creek and there's one on Dalewood. And she was from Cataloochee.
Yes.
And she couldn't take care of his young, and she was going to take it to an orphanage in Waynesville.
Right.
And she, I don't know why in the hell, that's a damn long ways. They said she got tired.
It's a long ways by foot in the winter.
And then
for an old lady,
put that baby in there in a cave. And I've been up to that cave where they said it was at is in Dalewood. You can see it from the road in Dalewood from as soon as you pass I forget what that horse ranch is or whatnot, but it's right
I know
up
Queen's
there.
Stables.
You can see that rock sticking out. They logged it, I guess, a few years back. But
that explains
me
it.
and my friend Matthew, we went up there and we didn't go in the cave. We didn't have a flashlight. You can tell it goes way back in there.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
But my uncle told me something different. He said, "Nah, that's not the real cave. It's in Johnson Creek."
That's what I heard as well. Just right there by Ivy Hill, is that what it's called? Just, well, anyway, they don't know because they've never been there out in the listening audience, but we have.
We're not going to give that away because that's just too much like deep diving on them geographic locations. But there's a cave on Jonathan Creek or Delwood,
which are practically County, the same place,
pretty much. But one or the other is where this happened.
Yeah.
But this one on Delwood, it sounds the one that we went to. They said they put a rock. She put a rock in front of it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing of it is, it was small enough of a cave you could have done that. You could have put a large rock in front of it. I mean, because you'd have to damn crawl to get in that cave.
Or be a 2-year-old.
I'll be a damn painter or a damn buyer in there or something,
Yeah, that's
I ain't going in no damn cave.
I know, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have. No. I
have.
And it was stupid, but somebody always went first.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like going to the beach. It's like, hey, who's going in the water first, all right?
Yeah, who's going to jump out into the deep water first?
Actually, for some reason, I'm much more afraid of the cave scenario.
I'd rather go in a cave than an ocean any day.
Would you rather be locked in a cave, though? That's the tricky part.
No, I'd rather neither.
There you go. That's
or like that, you just compound everything. In the worst case scenario, it's one of those sea caves.
Oh, sea cave.
That floods when the tide comes in.
Then you're stuck in there for 8 hours.
Let's just make it the scariest thing possible.
Yeah, no.
If it happens, I hope there's a pirate treasure in there that I died for. Is all I'll
That didn't get to enjoy.
All right, yeah, that means
and that there aren't sea bears.
Sea bears.
Or sea mountain lions.
Sea panthers.
I mean, sea lions are actually really gentle creatures when they're not, being murderous out there in the ocean to things that they're actually their prey. But when they roll up on the docks, they'll just sit there. They'll eat out of your hand. They're like a dog.
Yeah, they're just damn.
Sea lions are chill as fuck.
They're just mugs looking.
Saying this because I also did grow up on the Oregon coast.
But all right, so we got Nance Dude. That's a scary story. It's just creepy story, but it's just like
it's weird. And we have this like dichotomy in Appalachian folk tales where like witches can be good, they can be bad. It's like the granny witch who is like the midwife and the healer who makes, who knows the herbs, who maybe knows a little scrying or fortune telling of some sort, stuff like conjuring.
Yeah.
And then you have like
that's got a lot to do with the Cherokee culture, that conjuring shit.
Really, you think?
Oh, hell yeah.
I think it's just prevalent all over Appalachia.
Yeah, I think it's like super prevalent all over, but yeah, the Cherokees have definitely got more of a history of it. It's more, that's where the stories come from that you hear a lot about. If you hear about the conjuring tale, it's usually this Cherokee woman was conjuring on this other kid, and this kid got him fucking scabies, and he was out of school for 6 months. He's like, what?
But there's also like the tales of, the conjurman who would come over with conjurman would come over with like a divining stick and tell you where to dig your well.
Oh yeah, like the diviner, the well digging guy.
Where's the spring? You can do this. I mean, that's a form of conjuring too.
Well, this is a crazy one about. I've lived in Cherokee for probably over 8-9 years now, and I've been to people's houses and stuff like that, and I'd pick something up and go, hey, I found something. And it's like, put that back.
Put that back. Yes.
I ain't a shitty, and I was like, well, I just thought I found something cool, and you lost this. It's like, no.
Yep.
You don't pick up shit around here.
That's funny.
No, I'm serious.
Oh, I know you are, and that's why. Yeah, it's true.
It's true because it's also true that like that may just be some bullshit too. They'd be like, "Shit, put that down." Yeah, that's bad luck. Put that down. Then a few minutes later, they just go back and put it in their pocket. It's also that fact. There's also that angle that you don't see.
No, I mean, it was.
In your case, yeah, there was an item.
Is placed there for like a memorial or something like that.
Yeah, definitely those kind of things.
So it freaked me out that they said, "I'm glad you found it. That's cool, but
put it back. That's where it goes."
Put it back where I found it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
So I found a walking stick there the other day, and I was like, "Should I even pick this?" And I mean, it's a cool walking stick. I said, "Fuck that! I'm gonna leave that motherfucker there."
Yeah. Sometimes I mean, just like
this was at work and shit. I was like,
my kind of spirituality, I usually like trust the object to tell me if I should fuck with it or not.
Well, this
by the energy coming off of it.
I wanted to, everything. I was like, God, I'm gonna take that damn walking stick home with. Then I got thinking, I'm like, maybe it's one of them evil things. If you get it or something like that, it's like stealing off somebody.
Yeah, it's
got somebody's mojo on it.
It starts giving you cancer or something in your hand crinkles up into a damn claw. Yeah, you don't want that kind of damn anything on you.
I'm just like paranoid and shit, like when it comes to stuff like that. Once I hear something like that, I get paranoid. And I'm like, well, maybe it's there for a reason, and I don't need to mess with it.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Sometimes.
Let's see.
Unless if it was like, it would be kind of like if you seen a pistol on the side of the road.
Yeah, if you've seen a pistol on the side of the road, you definitely call the cops and just don't touch it because you know there's probably something bad about that.
You know that's a murder weapon.
That's a bad mojo there. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like that idea. Something's not right here.
Yeah.
Right.
So
or like when you see a single shoe.
I left the damn walking stick sitting there. I was just like, ain't no way picked it up, and I'm the only one that noticed it. Maybe it's some kind of that kind of shit, you know?
Could be. Yeah, the single shoe thing's an interesting one. When you see a single shoe somewhere. Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
I don't know that story, but
definitely.
That's
a gang sign. That's if
what?
You ever see a pair of shoes over like a.
No, we're talking about single shoe, Gene. A single shoe.
Oh,
not over the damn power lines and stuff like that.
Which is not a gang thing.
It's not a gang
thing. The most mild gang-related behavior I've ever heard of.
Nobody's going to throw their shoe up over a damn
Seriously.
power line.
Like, first of all, there are economical reasons to not do that. Second of all, that's just not what it represents at all.
That's what I was told, so I don't know. I really don't know.
Somebody was pulling your chain.
Somebody's yanking their chain, Geno.
No.
Somebody's talking shit to you. But, yeah.
No, but what I mean is like when you're like on the hiking trail or something or driving down the highway and there's just a single shoe. It's like, where's the other shoe? Where's the foot? You know?
Is there a foot in that shoe? Yeah.
Yeah. That's when it's like, whoa.
That's kind of unsettling.
It was probably a bunch of stupid kids on vacation, and they just took the shoe off somebody, threw it out, and kept going.
Yep.
More than likely.
More than likely.
Unless you're out in the woods, and that's kind of a weird thing to find.
And I have.
Yeah, you find a single shoe out in the woods, that's kind of unsettling. Because, like, oh, did somebody get murdered? And they're buried out here somewhere? That's usually the first thought I think when I find a single shoe somewhere. Like, oh shit, there's a single shoe. Ew.
Yeah, the last time that happened to me, I was on the Greenway. You know, that little part that dips down behind where it isn't paved.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a single shoe. It got real cold.
Ew.
And I was walking along and I stepped in the mud and there was a dried yarrow flower. There's no wild yarrow growing out there at all. Just this flower, which, I mean, I use for protection. It does grow wild here, but there was none. I looked around. like step on this yarrow flower. It gets real cold, and then I see this single shoe, and I was like, I'm gonna get out of this part of the woods. Just started booking it. Just like, I do not like this. This does not feel good at all.
Yeah, that creepy feeling that when it hits you, it's just like, shit. Not cool. Not good feeling, damn, come across some cold spots.
Yeah, you feel like it's like, oh, this is going to be that whole, like, Stand By Me kind of scenario.
Except more sinister and ghost related.
Okay, what was the other one with River Phoenix where they found the body with Crispin Glover? Never mind. Can't remember the name of it. Somebody, if you remember the name.
It'll come to us eventually. But that's not
Probably
really
look it
important
up.
right now. But
that movie Stand By Me, that was a damn good. You brought that up, and there's a place in Hot Springs that reminds me of that place. We used to jump off that bridge. Don't do this shit, because if you don't jump off the right
Don't
place, you
try
can get
this
robbed.
at home.
yeah, don't do that.
But that was the most freakiest shit. And one time a train was coming, you could hear it. And
You can feel it.
We had to get off that damn train trestle, right?
Yeah.
Over the French Broad River.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my.
And then here it came, man. What was crazy was we picked up some trash and stuff like that. We throwed it up on the train.
Oh, that's terrible. That's funny, though. At least it's not in the woods. So
No,
that's
we
cool.
picked up like trash bags of trash out in the damn middle of nowhere. And we just throwed them on that train.
Yeah, they'll get thrown away proper. That's good. All right, Gene, you got any thoughts about any kind of old Southern Gothic kind of horror related things other than that? We're just skimming your brain for ideas and memories of scary things you remember from your kidhood, living in Southern Appalachia.
Well, like scary places that I lived.
Yeah, maybe sort of, or scary things maybe. Nah. Stories more. Yeah, more stories. Do you have any?
Yeah, we're talking about folk tales.
Yeah, it's folk horror.
Well, you got Indian John. That was another one. He lived up in Sugar Cove. I think that was another reason to scare kids from not going in the woods. But he was a real man. He lived on top of a rock cliff. No, we found where he lived bear hunting. You know.
Oh yeah.
It was fucking weird because we heard about it, but no, I never met him. Dad never met him, nothing like that. But you know, my grandparents and stuff like that talked to him. But the thing of it is, they'd take him food and stuff like that back during the day, right?
Right.
But he lived on the edge of a freaking rock cliff. And,
Did you say Sugar Cove or Sugarlands?
Sugar Cove.
Where's
it's in
that?
Johnson Creek.
Okay.
And
I was picturing like Cades Cove, Sugarlands, up in Tennessee.
and he was and this is the only place that he probably could have lived that I know of, because there's one cabin way back in the fucking mountains I'm talking about. This is so fucking weird, and because there was no road to it, and they was just boulders the size of, the smallest boulders was the size of tables. Just boulders, that's all it was.
That's a weird damn location. That's a strange place to be living.
I mean, yeah, it's just a one-room log cabin, and it had the bed in it, and all the cabinets and everything was in it. Trash piles. You tell people been living in now that damn place since the freaking 80s.
Yeah. People's damn camping in overnight and then heading on. Yeah.
Squatting.
Yeah, but
Squatting.
you can tell that a family had lived there, you know.
That's interesting.
But the one Indian John, that I think, or my dad think, we're just theorizing this. It's just theory, because it was a chimney. There was no cabin left. It was just a fallen down chimney on top of a cliff.
Which you'll find around here.
Yeah.
But my family had lived there for hundreds and hundreds of years. Well, not hundreds of years, probably 100 years. Well, no, probably a couple hundred years, because they couldn't afford bottom land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
All the poor people lived up on the tops of mountains, and they cleared off the mountain tops and the mountainsides.
Ironically, it's opposite of that now.
Yeah,
Now it's like the rich developers come in and buy that land that only the poor people used to be able to. That was the only thing they could afford, and now they'll pay $1 million to have a mountaintop.
Yeah, for a quarter-acre land.
Exactly. With
It's
a mountain
ridiculous.
view. It's stupid. It looks horrible.
And you
too.
can't get it out of there unless you have a fucking helicopter in the winter.
Yeah, the damn thing it is, I live on a mountain right now, and I fucking hate it.
Gosh, I know.
That's why I'm not at work right now. It's because of living on a mountain. I hate living on a mountain. That's why I want to buy a piece of flat land, at least an acre or something like that. That hell, I could drive a 4-wheeler on if I want to. You can't drive no damn 4-wheeler on these damn mountains here.
Hardly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you're all listening, we're right in the middle of a blizzard, I'm gonna say. Or we can call it a blizzard.
No.
It's just a winter storm.
It's just snowing.
This snow is a big snow for the area, but it does this up here on this mountain every year 4 or 5 times a year.
Right.
If not more.
Yeah, we don't get it as bad. We're at a lower elevation.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Well, I'm at 4,400 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're up there.
So when it rains down in the valley, this is what I'm getting all the time.
Yeah. Pretty
I'm not
miserable.
bragging about it. I want to get the fuck out of here.
Yep. Yeah, it sucked to be up there in that cold. Ugh. It's not terrible here, but like, yeah.
I'm not a Yankee. I don't brag about fucking snow.
Right?
That's very true.
I hate fucking snow. But I'm in the wrong place because, like I said, basically this is Canadian weather, living 4,000, 5,000 feet.
Yeah, that's true. That's like a lower damn. That's like a small mountain out in damn the fucking Cascades and shit. So, and it's still covered in fucking snow. Horrible.
I can only imagine, by God, what it's like in the Adirondack Mountains in New York. By God, that's why nobody lives up in them motherfuckers.
No, that's fucking terrible. All right, let's.
I mean, people live, around the Cascade
Zero in
Range.
the
but-
Adirondacks in New York, if I'm pronouncing that correct, because they're the same height as these mountains.
I believe it's Adirondacks. Like the chair.
I always wanted to go up there.
Why? You hate mountains and snow.
Summertime wouldn't hurt me.
Okay. I'm just telling you, as somebody from, like I said, the
Hey, but
Pacific
check this out.
Northwest,
If I
Cascades
won-
are much taller.
So if I won the fucking lottery, snow ain't gonna bother me. I ain't gotta get out any. I'd be just sitting like I am right now in my bed,
Yep.
Yeah.
chilling out, looking at it and saying, this is fucking kick-ass.
Well, I mean, and speaking of which, I think maybe this pandemic will make people more understanding of why we Appalachians enjoy our privacy and solitude. It's been nice, ain't it? It's been nice, folks.
Dude, I'm the biggest. I am the biggest fucking hermit there is. If I won millions of bucks, I'd still talk to you, but
Right.
I'd be so damn far away from the next fucking person, man. I might not even get service to even do the show.
Yeah.
You'd have to drive out to somewhere to get service and hang out for an hour and then drive back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I would
Yeah.
love the snow then because I'd be like, because it's my choice.
Right. Well, I mean, that is like such a southern. That is an absolutely Appalachian thing, not southern, but specific to Appalachia. Is that I mean, and I guess that's why the mystique of us being creepy old hillbillies who don't want outsiders. That's true. We don't want outsiders, But if you're here, like, we're like the friendliest, warmest people in the world who will, bring you soup when you don't feel good. Absolutely. But my mother said something.
Don't want nobody fucking with us.
Right. She's like, I think that's the reason that we talk like we do. So we don't want people to understand what we're saying.
I tell you what, man. When I lived in damn East Tennessee, it's the most secluded place I ever lived in my life. By God, and it was the best time I ever lived in my life. I was on like 8 acres of land and surrounded by farmland. It didn't matter. You could shoot a gun in every direction and not worry about hitting a fucking house.
Yeah.
No, that's
now you can't do that no more.
No. Even there, it's changed probably.
Even there, it changed. Hell, they put a fucking highway, a damn 4-lane fucking highway right through the damn place. So it's just this point.
In Cobb County?
Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah, that's the damn world changing. People damn need places to live. They move into the damn sticks and start fucking gentrifying the damn woods. Kinda sucks.
Still go squirrel hunting and stuff like that. You ain't got to worry about much about a scatter gun. So there you go.
No, that's true. Yeah, there's no fatal velocity of that falling out of the sky. So that's pretty good.
There goes the snow plow. They're not plowing up through here. They coming off the road here, plowing the road down to the main road. Not even worrying about up here. Thanks a lot there, dickhead.
They haven't even thrown any damn salt down?
Oh yeah, that's what the salt thing's right here, but they don't plow up through here. They just take it from right here down to the main road.
Damn, that's terrible.
I appreciate it, and it's steep as fuck. I don't care if you got a 4-wheel drive or not, by God. It's nothing but ice or snow on top of fucking ice.
Yep. Yeah,
ain't nobody been down that son of a bitch.
Yeah, you definitely have to be careful in the morning. Now, you're off tomorrow, you lucky fucker. Yeah. I'm probably gonna I might call out tomorrow. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see what the road looks like. It's probably gonna be black ice tomorrow.
Yeah, because it rained a little bit before it started snowing again.
I ain't gonna tell you it was stuff like that, but they was gonna come pick me up. I was gonna walk down to the bottom of the mountain.
Yeah.
They called and said, no.
Wow. That's bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad when it's like, yeah, no, we're not going to drive up there and get you, even though, like, we need the help. No, it's not worth it.
They come across here anyway, so I was like, all right, if they can't make it, I ain't going to make it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so
because, like I said, they neglect this fucking road because they worrying about that main road, which, I mean, it's all right, but damn, hire some people.
Yeah. It's winter, though. Nobody's going to be needing to hire too much in the winter. Spring, maybe. Winter, not so much. But, it's just winter. That's all it is. It's just that cold winter time. It's
well, this is the thing where I'm at right now. Everybody else is just getting a taste of what I have to deal with, like, on a monthly fucking basis.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this.
Like I said, during the pandemic and shit like that, man, it snowed like a son of a bitch up here in May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. That was hilarious. It was hilarious for everybody but you, of course. But, yeah, that was funny as hell.
Well, I wasn't worried about it because, like I said, everything was shut down. Hell, I wasn't able to go any damn work.
Yep.
Anyway, snow or hell or high water, it didn't fucking matter. And it was like, oh, I'm so glad that everything's up back. Hell no. I was actually in my damn element.
Exactly.
This one thing this son of a bitch don't get is cabin fucking fever.
Exactly.
I can find something to do. I don't give a damn.
What happens when you run out of beer, Gene?
I guess I'll have to get my backup beer out in the shed.
Yes.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
I'll tell you what, this motherfucker don't never run out of goddamn beer. I hate to tell you.
I'll tell you what Mike started doing during the pandemic was brewing at home.
Yeah, that was fun.
And the damn thing of it is, I don't drink liquor. Don't do it. But I've got back.
Damn, that's funny.
I
All
just
right.
said, my girlfriend's hid it from me. But if I run out of beer, yeah, where's it at?
Yep.
Or some shit's about to go down.
Oh, shit. All right. Let's call the damn episode. It's damn 1 hour 40.
Now, that is going to be one scary motherfucking Appalachian goddamn horror film right there.
Gene runs out of beer. Dun 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 dun. Directed by Glenn Danzig.
Yes. Oh, man. Jesus. That's some fucking
I'll
folklore
tell you
there.
what, no, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen because he wouldn't get your accent right.
I'm telling you.
Oh, he wouldn't let that happen.
If I don't care if it was damn Snowmageddon.
Snowmageddon.
There's plenty of damn sleds and shit around here. I just slide off this bitch down to the beer store.
There you go. Oh, fucking horrible. All right, let's kill this. That's it. Let's stick a damn fork in this. We are done for the show. Whew. I got nothing else to share. Anybody else got any closing thoughts?
It's all good, babe.
It's always good to do the show and talk some shit, I guess.
There we go. All right. Everyone, make sure you wash your hands, social distance, wear your mask because people spit. The flu is gross.
Don't spit, by God. If you're going to spit in a fucking flower bed.
There you go. People spit when they talk, so be careful. It's gross.
Oh, yeah. I know many of those people.
Yep. Be careful. This Omicron is a pretty damn nasty little virus. It's pretty gross.
Yeah, everybody's getting around here.
It's super plaguey. It's super damn infectious. So be careful. Be extra careful. It's goddamn knock this curve out. So y'all be safe. We thank you for listening here at the Chainsaw Bar. We're sitting in the snow. 15 feet of pure white snow. It's been a Nick Cave morning all morning for me. But we thank y'all for listening. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Vroom.
God.
We thank you. Y'all be safe. Stay warm.